So I had a lot of fun last week doing our little mini list of New Year's resolutions, bad New Year's resolutions. So I figure this week I'm going to throw it to Griffin to do another little mini list, just a quick list. And I'd like you to do top 5 things that you would do, or first 5 or top 5 things you would do if you were president.
Gotcha. Okay. Very topical this week.
Of the United States of America?
It's yeah, little topical, little timely.
Okay. First 5 or top 5 things I'd do as president. So let's just assume there's no order for this one because I don't know how I would order them. I would quadruple NASA's budget, and if that means I've got to take from a bunch of other programs, bye military spending. Healthcare for all, because straight up, come the fuck on. Like let's just get this done. Those are probably my 2 like real policy ones, or like real like budgetary ones. Number 3, I would launch an secretive but active investigation into Dan Snyder of the Washington football team, and I would try and get that dude run up on something because there's no way we can get Donald Sterling, but we can't get Dan Snyder. Come on. Somebody put some money behind this. I hate this motherfucker. Number 4, I would... Oh, this is one that I've always thought that we should have done. I would introduce the concept of knighting people in America, like what the UK does. And the first person that I would knight would be LeBron James. And the second person that I would knight would be Michael Jordan. And then I would just spend the week on Twitter watching the internet explode. I think I'd have a lot of fun with that. Because LeBron, GOAT. he's just the GOAT. It is what it is. Get over it. And the last thing that I would do, and this is also one that I really strongly believe in, and it's a little bit of a 2-parter. I would change the national anthem to John Denver's Take Me Home, Country Roads. And I would also get rid of the Pledge of Allegiance, and every morning when kids go to school, and any other thing where you listen to or recite the Pledge of Allegiance, you can just sit there and Country Roads would just play over the speakers. I love that song, and I think that it should be our national anthem. And that's my 5. I think it's a good 5.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
We'll start from the bottom. Isn't NASA and the military the same thing with Space Force now? So wouldn't you be taking money from NASA just to give to NASA?
No, NASA and Space Force are not the same thing. Space Force is an arm of the military. NASA gets such a tiny fraction of our annual budget, and NASA inventions and NASA programs are one of the greatest cost leaders in this country in terms of money that they generate for the U.S. And also, we used to be a nation of explorers, and we used to be a society of explorers, and we don't explore anymore. And I think that we should do more in space. And I feel very strongly about space.
You sound a lot like Christopher Columbus, where if you guys go listen to the last episode, I want to fight him. But also, back to your Pledge of Allegiance, are you moving the capital, West Virginia? Because that song's very much about, well, actually, it's written about Maryland, but
it's written about Maryland.
West Virginia a lot.
Yeah.
But, so, like, that's a lot of favoritism for one state.
No, I wouldn't change the national anthem. I just think more people should appreciate Take Me Home, Country Roads on a regular, I would say daily basis. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a video of like a West Virginia football game, like before they get going. There's an entire stadium chanting that shit. And like, I like where I went to school, and I like the choices I've made in college and all that, and I don't think I really would have like loved West Virginia, but every time I see a video like that, or every time I go to a West Virginia football game, it makes me wish I went to WVU, and I'd like to feel that way all the time.
Before Andrew does what he's going to do, because I know what he's going to do, you said chanting. I'm pretty sure they're singing. Go on, Andrew.
I would say what they're doing is not singing.
Griffin, you just said you wouldn't change the national anthem, but that was literally one of your things that you would change the national
anthem. Sorry,
I
wouldn't change the seat of the federal government. I probably misspoke.
Okay.
Yeah, because he said change to West Virginia. That's just me misspeaking.
That's not a terrible list. I enjoy the LeBron, Michael Jordan just for the chaos it would cause.
Oh, it would. I think we would. You know how Kim Kardashian broke the internet? I think I would do a little bit more.
So you're also giving yourself the power to knight people by doing that. Like you're saying that the president is the person who's knighting people, which is kind of making you king-like.
Which I'm surprised wasn't one of his things.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, I thought number one would just be there's no more president. I'm king. Like,
well, I'm not saying that this is probably the first 5 things I'm doing. I'd like to think that I would build up to a monarchy. Like I think it would be kind of like death by 1,000 cuts. Like we would get there and it would be over before you knew it. And then it's like, oh man, Griffin's been the president for 26 years. That's kind of weird, right? And they'd be like, probably don't talk too loud. The thought police are going to come to your house and beat up your dad. And maybe I'm the thought police. I don't know. Look, there's a lot of aspects to why I should not be president. But for a while there, I think it'd be a pretty fun ride.
Yeah. What else was there? Dan Snyder. He's got to go. I mean, he is. Some would say the Christopher Columbus of our time.
Interesting list. I'll say that. Interesting list. Not my list, but interesting list.
Interesting is pretty much the only thing I can shoot for, because there's no way I'm ever going to get universally accepted.
Fair.